Welcome again to the RoJ Roundtable. I'm joined by RoJ contributing critic Jesse Oxfeld and Time Out New York theater and cabaret critic Adam Feldman. Adam, Jesse, thank you both for joining me again today.
Thanks for having us.
We're here to celebrate a very special person. We're not talking reviews. We're not reviewing this edition. We're celebrating. We're celebrating birthdays, and we're celebrating the birthday of the all-important, all-wonderful Stephen Sondheim. Is that exciting or what?
It's very exciting.
It's exciting. It's an exciting time.
85, March 22nd. Can you believe it?
You know, March 22nd was dubbed several years ago by our friend Rachel Schuchert as Sondheim Miss, celebrating the birth of our Savior, as it were. And for the last several years, or maybe last year was the first time that we're doing it again this year at 54 Below, they put on a celebration of Sondheim Miss.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's sort of a cabaret show in honor of the birthday of our Savior.
Oh, we should be there because, I mean, it's about as close as it gets, right?
I think so.
So I wanted to ask both of you what your favorite Sondheim is, favorite Sondheim musical. Go.
Sweeney Todd.
Company.
Do you have a favorite lyric that comes to mind?
If a certain personality is personable, it's harder than a matador coercing a bull.
Right.
So he's rhyming personable and coercing a bull.
Right.
Which is just like, yeah, from Who Can Drive a Person Crazy, which is just spectacular. And
Into the Woods, it's celebrating its 25th anniversary, and we are just seeing a renaissance of this musical with the movie that was released on Christmas. Now, again, as I said, it was the 25th anniversary, and also the Fiasco Theater is now showing a new version of Into the Woods at the Roundabout's Laura Pell's Theater. So I want to ask, what does this show mean to you? I know it means something very personal to Mr. Adam. We can all see it online. I'm going to start with you, buddy.
All right. Yeah, I was in the show when I was a kid. I mean, not on Broadway or anything, like at my local shul.
just to be clear.
Just to be clear. Well, because you would assume. But yeah, no, in my.
We are shocked.
For the record, when I played Mr. Sourberry the Undertaker when I was 8 and Oliver, not on the West End.
It could have been. You
Just
were,
it wasn't.
you were
it
good
wasn't.
enough.
It was good.
But it was when I was in high school, and it was a little synagogue youth production. Although we put in so much work on this production, I'm telling you. Those mothers sewed so many costumes.
What do you think Sondheim means to the Jewish culture of theater and Broadway?
Well, he's huge in that regard. I think he's a continuation of the Broadway tradition that began before him. He's a link in that chain. And he was really, because he was so young when he started working with these major artists of a previous generation, he was in his 20s when he was doing West Side Story and working with, you know, Leonard Bernstein and Arthur Lawrence and Jerome Robbins and people who were coming out of that tradition and who had learned from people before them. He's really he was one of the last great links in the old-fashioned Broadway musical tradition that takes us all the way back to the 10s and 20s.
Another musical writer we're going to talk about just for a second is Sheldon Harnick, who's being featured in a new Fiddler special on Fanfare, which is Julie.
He does seem to be the man to feature in a new Fiddler special.
Yes, right. It's also going to be featuring some of the original Broadway cast as well to talk about the musical returning to Broadway next fall, and it's on Fanfare by Julie James of Sirius XM Radio. So take a look at this clip now.
Your heart and soul was on the line.
By that time, we all had a sense that this was becoming a legend.
It's about people who happen to be Jewish.
The Variety Review basically said none of us could act or sing or write.
I'd never sung or danced with an orchestra before.
Steve Sondheim told me something. He said, this is what you've got to watch out for.
I'm told they're going to fire Jerry Robbins. It's the only musical that's brilliant on absolutely every level.
I used to say, you know, after all the Hadassah groups have seen it, then the show will close. So we really didn't know it was universal.
He said the line goes down the block and around the corner. Bird said, I think this is a hit.
So finally, part of any good birthday celebration is we're going to play a birthday game. I'm challenging the two of you to a Sondheim celebrity game. So here we go.
All right.
I got a basket of Sondheim characters. The two of you, challenge. You got 60 seconds on the clock. Let's see who can guess more of them.
The Worst Spies in London?
Mrs. Lovett.
If you were in Rome and going to a major tourist attraction,
Funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
and a character in there.
Pseudolus?
It's a name that I don't know that sounds like a game that old men play with
Pinochle.
with little ivory things that have dots on them. It's a kind of pizza. It's a
Domino?
very bad. Yes.
Domino.
Yes.
Okay, the lead character in Attend the Tale of.
Sweeney Todd
Gypsy's sister in Gypsy.
is Louise.
No, let me entertain you. Let me see you.
Oh, right, Rose.
No,
wait,
the
no,
girl,
wait.
the sister.
It's not Louise? She's Louise.
No, she's Louise.
Baby June. Jesus.
And the hero in West Side Story.
It's Tony?
And okay, this is going to be tricky again. This is another one from Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. The Philadelphia. Okay, I gave away too much.
All right, that's it. We're gonna call that one a tie. Oh my! I'm glad I didn't play because.
I mean, Adam
As
and I
much
have
as I know-
done this a few times before.